Hi, welcome back. In this chapter, we will talk about cascading style sheets, or just called CSS. In the previous chapter, we know that HTMLs also allow color and font modifications on a website to help improve the readability of the displayed text on the web. Specifically, we will use HTML with CSS, the language made for changing colors or fonts. In other words, to style the presentation of the web. I will walk you through what CSS is, how to work with it, and last but not least, the CSS libraries and preprocessors. First of all, we need to understand what CSS is. CSS is the language for describing the presentation of web pages, including colors, layouts, and fonts that is adaptable to different types of devices, such as large screens, small screens, or printers. Or just simply, CSS styles the HTML. It is independent of HTML and can be used with any XML-based markup language. Let's take a look at how it works. This is what a typical HTML looks like. This HTML here results in this web page with an unordered list of text. Now, how can we go about styling this? What about changing their colors and their typographical emphasis, like italicizing them? I could do that with an HTML that looks like this. Here, I've added a style to the div that contains the list and the text and told it to use the color blue. Next, on the list item, add a style to display it as italic. Here, I'm writing HTML and CSS using Sublime Text. As mentioned in the previous video, it's a text editor on my local machine. Now, let's copy the code to an online HTML tool. I'm using Triad Editor of W3C. With the CSS inline added along with the HTML elements, you could also reuse this to write CSS in any other place in an HTML file. A second method that also works is as follows. In the head element of this HTML, a style has been set, in which signals that every div should be displayed in blue for the rest of the HTML document. Additionally, a CSS class will be declared to be used on items that require italicization. A point to note here is that these styles, unlike inline styles, could be reused regardless of the place in the HTML document. Similar to the HTML shown before, this web page would also be a product of this HTML. To create an email as shown, this would require programming using HTML and inline CSS. Another different approach to manage CSS is using external style sheets. With the same web page, now I'm moving to this style with an external file. Let's call it mystyle.css. Then link the mystyle.css file with the given styles of blue and italicized text to the current HTML file. So, when this HTML is loaded on the browser, the mystyle.css file will simultaneously be loaded using the styles on the HTML as well, thus turning the color of the div blue. On top of that, provided with a separate document that only contains the given styles, we can in turn apply the same style to a different web page by just linking it to other HTML documents to ensure optimal maintainability, readability, and usability since the styles are no longer put in HTML document anymore.